okay? They're Greek words. One is called exegesis. That's the right way to do it, okay? The other is called eisegesis. Exegesis means to lead out, coming from the prefix ex, out of, right? And it means that we are taking from the text. We are leading out from the text. Eisegesis is the opposite of exegesis. Eis means into in the Greek. So we are reading into the text what we think it should say. Now, in the book, I used an example of Revelation 9. And I have heard people say this, and it's just absurd, okay? But they equate the locusts with their heavy flapping wings and loud noises that they're making be equivalent to modern-day attack helicopters. You laugh, but people have said it. If it sounds ridiculous, it's because it's patently absurd, okay? Because that's not what the text says, all right? We'll get to meaning here in a minute. But this is also why I think and will contend that the proper teaching of the Bible is always exegetical. It is always from the Scriptures that preaching and teaching happens. It comes from the text, not necessarily what the pastor wants the congregation to hear and then fits a couple of verses that sound good around what he's trying to say. Okay? Observation is also why that stupid question of what does this text mean to me is stupid. It's such a bad Bible study question. I know I'm kind of harping on it a little bit, but in reality, it doesn't matter what it means to you because it says what it says. And then you either willfully submit to its authority or you don't. If we draw out from the text through proper exegesis, taking out of the text, then we have set ourselves up for proper interpretation. If observation says this is what the text says, interpretation then gets into the meaning. This is what the text means. Now, again, up front, I want to be very clear. The text can never mean what it does not or could not have meant to the original audience. So in our observation, we're dealing with an author that is writing in a different language than ours, to an audience that had a different culture than ours. And so the meaning of the text must be first for the original audience. Okay? Now, I recognize that we're not running out of here and going to sign up for the local Greek and Hebrew class. Okay? I get that. But knowing that there are resources available when you are studying Scripture is incredibly helpful after your observation for you to then interpret well. Why? Well, because sometimes words in Greek don't necessarily carry the same weight that they do in English. Okay? For instance, Paul in Philippians 3:8 talks about how he counts everything as rubbish for the cost of knowing Christ.